As Russian forces battle for full control of southern Ukraine, small villages that dot the landscape have borne the brunt of the bombardment. John Ray of Independent Television News visited one town on the front line, just 2 miles from where Russian troops are dug in.
This is the rhythm of each and every day. It's how they mark time. In the town where the Russians measure their progress in ruined homes and frayed mines. In this gloom, mental and literal, Ludmila and her friends have been living for 3 months without break.
Who asked the Russians to come here? What have they come to free us from? Our families? Our homes? From our lives?
Vera tells us she has nowhere else to hide.
How long can you stay?
Until it ends, she says. So for the foreseeable future, home is the basement of the town's hospital. No running water, no mains power, no way to care for patients in the dark, unless they can plug in this generator. And that too will require nerves of steel.
How are things in your hospital now? Do you have the medicine, the power?
No, and we have no patients here at the moment.
You're used to that all day, all day, every day.
Guliopole is where the Russians were stopped in their tracks, but now its people are marooned in the firing line. This is an unremarkable town whose great misfortune is to be so close to Russian lines. They are just 2 miles down the road here. And that means that almost every day for the past 3 months, it's come under attack. Elena never imagined her mother's twilight years would be spent here in the pitch black of a bunker. Katerina is deaf, but she can feel the bombs land. She remembers the Nazis here, Elena says, but she thinks the Russians are worse. The Russians know what they're doing. It's just that they don't care very much about the consequences. This enormous crater was once a simple village home, and the family who lived here had even written "people" on the gate. Humanity is missing wherever you look. And while the war has turned east, Ukraine cannot afford to neglect this long southern flank.
They have enough ammunition for war. They prepared for this war. They have enough of everything.
So it's you who needs more.
We need more. We didn't prepare.
In this one small town, 21 civilians have died in the daily shelling. It's a collective trauma. In the attack on the market, Jana lived, she says, only because a neighbour pushed her to the floor. She is clearly still in shock.
Thunder.
The storm, unlike Russia's bombardment, soon passes over the freshly dug row of graves that advance into no man's land on the edge of town. In this deadly standoff, it is the only front line that's moving forward.
Just wrenching. That was John Ray with Independent Television News.